Welcome back. Last lecture, we have explored lists. In this lecture, we will discuss the remaining Python collections. First, we'll explore dictionary. Dictionary is a collection of key-value pairs with the requirement that the keys are unique. The way to create a dictionary is similar to creating lists, but instead of using square brackets, we use curly braces. Dictionary have a key and value pairs. For example, to declare a dictionary named telephone, we type the dictionary name and then we use curly braces and then define keys Jack, Mary, and Ray, and each key will have certain value associated with it. To get the value of certain key, you type the dictionary name followed by the key between square brackets. To update the value of a certain key, you do the same, but you assign it the new value using an equal sign. To loop through a dictionary, you use the items method, and this will return a key value pair. Okay. The next collection we will be discussing is tuples. To declare a tuple, you use parentheses. Tuples may seem similar to lists, but they are often used in different situations and for different purposes. Tuples are immutable, which means that you cannot change its value. Trying to update the value of a tuple will produce an error. This is called sequence unpacking. This will unpack a tuple to different variables. So A will equal 1, B will equal 4, C will equal 5, and D will equal apple respectively. We will discuss sequence unpacking later in this lecture. Next, we will be learning about sets. A set is a collection with no duplicates, and item order doesn't matter. It also supports sets operations like intersection, difference, union, etc. To declare a set, we use curly braces like dictionary. Okay, let's open up our Jupyter notebook and begin exploring the remaining collections. Welcome back. So let's start creating our first dictionary. I'll define a dictionary called phone, which will equal to key Jack will have value of 112.223. Key Mary will have 232.134. Key David will have 457.321. Great. Now we have created our first dictionary. To verify the type, we can print type of phone, which will print dict. That stands for dictionary as expected. To get the value of a certain key, we type the dictionary name followed by the key. To update the value of a certain key, we again type the dictionary name followed by the key and assign it the new value. If we typed phone now, and we will find that the dictionary had been updated. To add a new key value pair, we type the dictionary name followed by the new key and assign it a value. If we print phone now, we will find that the new key value pair have been added to phone. If we try to search for a key that does not exist in a dictionary, for example, Paul2, this will result in an error. Sometimes it may be convenient to display an alternative message instead of the error message. To do that, we can use the get method. If we try to search for Paul2, it will return not found if this key does not exist. So, get method will search for a key named Paul2. If it didn't find it in the dictionary, it will return the error message not found. Great. So let's get all the keys in the dictionary. To do this, we will use the method keys. And this will return all keys in the dictionary. Similarly, we can use the method values, which will return all values in the dictionary. There is also a method called items. Items will return all key value pairs. So it will return a list, and each key value pair will be returned in a tuple. To remove an item in a dictionary, you can use pop. As we have seen in lists, pop will remove the last element in a list, but in dictionary, you will have to specify the key. So, if we printed the phone dictionary now, we'll find that Paul, key, and values are deleted. Another way to remove a key value pairs, you can use the keyword del, which stands for delete, and then pass in the phone with the key that you want to delete. Okay. To create a copy of the dictionary, you have to use the copy method. For example, to create phone2 with a complete copy of phone, you will have to use the method copy. If we did not use copy, phone2 would have been an alias, which means that phone and phone2 will be both looking at the same item. But right now, phone2 is a totally different copy. So, if we added a new item to phone and phone2 will have different contents. So, let's define another dictionary. We will create a new dictionary called salary, which will have Jack, 20,000, Paul, 19,000, and Mary, 21,000. To iterate through a dictionary, we can use a for loop. So I'll create an empty dictionary called salary2, and then we can use our for loop for key and value in salary. In salary. In salary dot items salary 2 of k will equal v multiplied 1.2, and let's print salary 2. Okay, this created a new dictionary similar to salary, but each value is multiplied by 1.2. Similar to lists, we can also use dictionary comprehension in here. So we can do the same thing using k colon v multiplied 1.2 for k and v in salary dot items. This will result in the same thing. If you like this and want to use it, fine. If you don't, use the ordinary for loop. Okay, let's create one more dictionary. I'll create an empty dictionary called Spanish, and then I'll add some items. For example, Spanish. The first item will be hello, will equal to hola. Second item will be Spanish, yes, sí. Third item will be 1 equal to oh no. This is English to Spanish translation dictionary. If we printed Spanish, it will have the keys and values associated with them. Okay, so let's have a look about tuples. To create a tuple, we can use the following syntax. X will equal to 1, comma, Y equal to 1, comma, 3, comma, 6. Z will equal to 1, 3, apple, and true. All of these are tuples. To verify this, we will print the type of X, Y, and Z. All of them are tuples. Tuple is zero indexed, same as lists. To get the element at the first index, you use Z square bracket index, which is 0. But if you try to update this, it will result in an error message, since tuple object does not support assignment, because tuple is immutable. So let's create a new tuple. I'll create a tuple called tuple data, which will equal to 1, 1, 1, 3, 4, 5, 4. To count an element in the tuple, you can use the count method. If we counted 1, it will return 3. If we counted 4, it will return 2, since it appeared 2 times. To get the index of an element, we can use index method. Let's return the index of 3. It's the third element, since tuple are 0 indexed. This is element number 0, 1, 2, 3. And we can also loop through tuples using for loops. For example, for item in tuple data print item. Okay, great. We have seen in the lecture sequence unpacking. We can use it with tuples and lists. So, for example, if we define three variables, x, y, and z, and try to unpack lists that have the values 1, 2, and 3, let's print x, y, and z. They will have the values 1, 2, and 3 respectively. But what if the number of elements in the list or tuple exceeds the number of variables? Let's check it out. If we tried to unpack with the number of elements in the tuple different than the number of variables, it will return an error message, too many values to unpack. To correct this, we can simply add an asterisk to one of the variables. So this means that x will be the first value, z will be the last value, and y will have the remaining values. Let's print x, print y, and print z. Okay, if we change the order, it will be the other way around. So let's again print x and y and z. X will have the first element, y will have the second element, and the rest will be assigned to z. Okay, so let's start learning about sets. Let's first declare a set. I'll declare set 1, which will equal to 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, apple, and set 2 equals to set. We will use the set function 1, 1, 1, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so let's print type of set 1 and print type of set 2. Both are equal to class set. Okay, if we printed the contents of set 1 and printed the contents of set 2, we will find that all the repeated items have been removed. Sets does not allow duplicates. Okay, to add an element to a set, we can use the add method. So we have added an 8 to set 1, and if we printed set 1, we will find that 8 has been appended, and 8 was not appended at the end. In sets, order does not matter. Okay, we can also use bob, which will remove the first element. If we wanted to remove a specific element from a set, we can use remove and specify the element that we want to remove. Okay, if we try to update an element in a set, for example, element of 0, I will assign it a value of 8, it will produce an error, since a set element cannot be modified after it is declared. Okay, I have created a table that have all the sets operation. So let's try them out. The first operation we'll use is the intersection. It will return the elements that in both set1 and set2. Since there are no elements in common, it will return an empty set. So let's print set1 and print set2 so we can see them in here. Let's also add some elements to set2 to have some elements in common so we can test the operators. Okay, so let's again print set1 and set2. Okay, now we have these in common. I'll try the intersect operator again, set1 and set2. It had returned 2 and 3. Okay, we have also the union operation, so we can try set1 union set2, which will return all the elements in both sets. Okay, we can also try the difference operator, which will return elements in set1 not found in set2. If we try the other way around, it will have a totally different result. So this will return elements in set2 not found in set1. The last operator that we will try is the symmetric difference. This will return elements in set A and set B, but not in both. We can also iterate through sets using for loops. For example, for item in set1, print item. Okay, this is great. This will conclude our collections lesson. Thank you for watching and join me in the next lecture.